This video is a continuation of a video I did a couple weeks ago on the JFK Eternal Flame Eclipses and the Wormwood video I did. I messed up the last part of that video, but that information deserves a video on its own. So I'm just going to continue it here and then add some new stuff with it as well. And what I'm going to show here in this video is a fairly precise celestial alignment ritual, and it's also coded to certain monuments and of course date spans as well. I'll try to do the best I can to make it make sense to you guys. But what I want to show you is the Washington Monument aluminum capstone. Aluminum is the 13th element, and the 13th element on the capstone will represent the 13th war, which will be World War III, and also represents the rise of the Phoenix. And the Washington Monument is directly connected symbolically with the Phoenix and the 13, and I'm going to show you how that works. First, a little mythology of the Phoenix. The long-lived firebird is cyclically regenerated and born again from its own ashes. Associated with the sun, a phoenix obtains new life by arising from the ashes of its predecessor. So basically, the phoenix represents the theme of destroy and rebuild. And I'm going to show you how this all relates to the Wormwood event from Revelation 8:11. We'll be talking about this 141 because Revelation 8:11 is the 141st verse of Revelation, and Wormwood is also known as the planet of the crossing. I'm going to be talking about these two eclipses again, the 2024 and 2017 solar eclipses that form an X over Carbondale, Illinois, and that represents the Wormwood event. Continuing on with the Washington Monument, Washington, D.C. is in the 202 area code, and the Washington Monument is in the 20024 zip code. This could most likely reference the 2024 solar eclipse, and also there are 224 solar eclipses in the 21st century, so it could be a reference to either of those, but either way it's deliberately representing the 224. And I'll show you this on the map real quick here. But this picture is a view from the top of the Washington Monument, and the Washington Monument reflecting pool points to the Phoenix Island in the Pacific Ocean, and it passes through, this line will pass through the World War II memorial right here, through the reflecting pool, through the Lincoln Memorial, and onto the Phoenix Island. And the significance of that is the element 13, aluminum, and we have Phoenix Island, which is in the 13 plus 13 universal time zone, points directly to that. And that line also passes through Sun Lake, Arizona, a suburb of Phoenix as well. Okay, this is Phoenix Island in the Pacific Ocean, and the start of the ritual that I'm going to show you is that George Bush dedicated 3 Pacific Ocean monuments on January 6, 2009, and Phoenix Island is encompassed within the triangle that those monuments form. And of course, George Bush, associated with 322 Skull and Bones, and part of this ritual is 322 Skull and Bones related. 322 as a time on the clock is 202 minutes into the day, and the 200-second prime is 12:31. Okay, let's go to the map here. This is Phoenix Island in the Pacific Ocean. I already have the line drawn that points to the Washington Monument. But here are the 3 Pacific Ocean monuments that were dedicated on January 6, 2009. I can't remember the exact name of them all. You can see here Phoenix Island is inside this triangle, and where these lines cross, they cross on the celestial seamount, and this is a celestial ritual as well. Okay, to the 1231 again. December 31st, 1994 was skipped completely on Phoenix Island when they changed from -11 Universal Time to the +13 Universal Time zone. And let's see here, go back to this. I'm going to go to the Washington Monument. Okay, here are the 3 lines I have drawn here out on Google Earth. Here's the line from the Washington Monument through the World War II Memorial, Reflecting Pool, and Lincoln Memorial, and that points directly to Phoenix Island. This line here is the line from the Lincoln Memorial over the Arlington Memorial Bridge through the JFK Eternal Flame. And this line here is from the Lincoln Memorial to Lincoln City, Oregon, which was the first place of landfall of totality for the 2017 solar eclipse. And what I was going to show you in that last video with the JFK Eternal Flame was that that line that goes through the JFK Lincoln Memorial and JFK Eternal Flame points to the edge of the landfall of the 2024 eclipse. This is the max duration. This is the point of max duration of the 2024 eclipse. But here's the backed up view, and you can see that this line to Phoenix Islands splits almost exactly the distance, or the angle I should say, between the 2017 and 2024 eclipse. And that's symbolic because the event, the rise of the Phoenix, or the Wormwood event, between the dates of 8/21/2017 and 4/8/2024, the second eclipse. And what I want to show here is another part of this celestial ritual with Mr. 322 and the skull and bone part. The Pacific monuments were dedicated 14 years and 1 week after the skipped day on December 31st, 1994. And that day that those monuments were dedicated was 141 days before the beginning of a Jupiter and Neptune triple conjunction on May 27th, 2009. What makes that significant is that Jupiter is the wood star, also represented by the eagle and the lightning bolt. But of course, Revelation 8:11 is the 141st verse of Revelation. You can see it's that those Pacific monuments, that date is sandwiched in between 2 141s. And what makes this a very interesting and deliberate ritual, celestial ritual, is that the planet Neptune, if we look at the planet Neptune on the day those monuments were dedicated, Neptune was at the 322-degree ecliptic longitude to kind of finish or complete the 322 skull and bones part of this. And I have this set on the exact time that George Bush's speech began, which was 2:08 p.m. Eastern Time. And here's a transcript of the speech right here. But anyways, the significance of the 2:08 p.m. is that it is 848 minutes into the day. And that's a reference to another celestial monument, the Space Needle in Seattle. The Space Needle, I've shown this number before, has 848 steps from the basement to the observation deck. So it's no coincidence that he started that speech at 2:08, 848 minutes into the day. And let's see here. The significance of Neptune also in relation to the capstone is that Neptune sits at the top of the tree of life, and it represents the marriage of heaven and earth. This would be the place that Neptune sits. And you can see here they also have the winged solar disk represented in this tree of life picture. The two pillars, which were represented by the Twin Towers in 9/11 as well. And some dates I want to show you guys in relation to this Pacific Ocean ritual. Well, of course, also this Neptune being the god of the sea is the main reason that the Pacific Ocean monuments were placed that day, because Neptune, of course, is the god of the sea. So if you look at these dates here, January 6th, 2009, the date that those were dedicated. And I want to show you if we go back here to this, Neptune, its position on January 6th. Now on January 23rd, 2011, Neptune entered the constellation Aquarius. It moved from Capricorn to Aquarius. And from the dedication to the day it hit Aquarius was 2 years and the 18th day, so 2 years, 18 days, and it hit Aquarius. Another part of the water and Neptune ritual. Of course, Aquarius is the water bearer. And one more thing here, a couple more things, but if we look at the Washington Monument, of course it's on the National Registry of Historic Places, but its reference number is 66000035. But if we look at just the 6635, we'll go from 9/11/2001, and we'll add 6635 days to that, to 9/11, and it gets us to 11/11/2019. And that's exactly 218 months, again, the 218. Exactly 218 months after 9/11. One more part of the ritual here. These two eclipses are exactly 346 weeks apart. So the halfway point is 173 weeks. And I have this in here already, but there's the Great American Eclipse, August 21st, 2017. We'll add 173 weeks. That gets us to 12/14/2020. And another date I've shown as a possible date for the start of World War III is 12/22/2019. And if we look at that, it's 11 months, 22 days. Of course, a reference to the JFK assassination. He was assassinated on 11/22. And another date I want to show you in relation to that, if you look at this 12/22/19 date, and the day that Neptune entered Aquarius on January 23rd, 2011, 12/22/2019, that day is exactly 8 years and 11 months after Neptune hits Aquarius for the Revelation 8:11 ritual in Wormwood. Okay, and in Revelation itself, if you look at the 202nd verse of Revelation, it is 12:8, which is the mirror of the Great American Eclipse date of 821. 128 is the mirror of 821. And if you look at the Great American Eclipse date to 12/31/2019, I've shown that date many times, many videos on that already, but that date is 123 weeks and 1 day after the eclipse, which forms another 12/31. And of course, all these 218s I've been showing, the Hebrew word for moon in Hebrew gematria is 218, sums to 218. And this eclipse, the Great American Eclipse, was on 8/21/2017, but the rest of the world would write this 21/8, and the eclipse was the 218th lunation after the millennium, the change over to the year 2000. So there's kind of a double ritual to the 218, reference to the Hebrew gematria. On the date 218 or 21/8 and the 218th lunation. And in my next video, I want to cover the Combined Disasters card, because this is a very encoded and loaded card with wormwood and eclipse rituals. There's surprisingly a lot of information just in this card right here. Some pretty good stuff there. Okay, let's see if I forgot anything here. Yeah, I have this information all ready to go. I just need to sit down and record it and give it out to you guys. So probably be about another week or so. Hopefully, maybe sooner that I can get that out for you guys. But I'm sure I forgot something. But thanks for watching.